Hi guys, today I have a game for you played by Magnus Carlsen against woman Grandmaster uh, Alexandra Kosteniuk. Alexandra Kosteniuk is also known as Queen of Chess, and she's one of the few women to beat Magnus Carlsen in an official federated tournament. This tournament took place in 2009, and Magnus Carlsen was playing with the white pieces and Kosteniuk was playing with the black pieces. Magnus starts off with e4, e5, knight f3, knight f6, d4 takes. This is the Petrov. The main line goes knight takes, d6 takes, d4, or knight c3. This is what Magnus usually plays. Knight c3 takes, and you have bishop e3 as an idea. In the future, bishop e3, queen d2, bishop e2 or d3, and then you queen set castle, and the king is very safe, and you have a very nice position with white, solid position. There's a trap here, opening trap, beginner's opening trap. Here, black should play queen e7, after which this would equalize the position, and black would probably play some. This is quite an equal position here. However, most beginners play knight f6 and they lose to this discovered attack. It's very similar to another position which I'll just show you in a sec. So black just loses a queen in the opening. It's very similar to a Carlsen. So knight e2 Carlsen actually, and here this is one of the main line, and one sec. Yeah, this is one of the main line abbreviations, and queen e2 is a very nice idea. The idea being to take advantage of this position. This king is very eyeing down the king, and many people play beginners could play knight f6 here. It's a developing move and actually a losing move, so white to move and to win the game. Give you 5 seconds. Yeah, it's the smother's mate. King is just stuck in the center. It's a nice spin, and yeah, we can't do anything. King is blocked by his own pieces. A very logical continuation could just be this knight. Now there's no more smother's mate, because first of all, queen takes. Even the smother's mate won't work because king d7 is also playable, but yeah, obviously this is gonna be bad for black. So back to the game. e4, d4 was played by Magnus. This is white attacking line, and now takes with the pawn. Knight takes is also playable here, after which she can just play knight d7, and we have a very equalish game after castles takes and knight c5. This is a very normal equalish position, after which black can just play c6, and it's very solid to say the least. And so we have pawn takes, and now knight c5. This is theory. Castles, bishop e6 defending, pawn knight d7 retreating and putting more pressure on e5. So bishop f4 was played here. Another idea could be to play probably knight takes d5, after which you would just take, and yeah, this would be a very drawish position. Though black has some initiative, white has a very comfortable position here. This rook is quite bad, just stuck to this pawn. It's an equalish position, with both sides having chances to play for a win. So a6 takes, and now knight b4, threatening the c6 square, and now forcing black to actually play knight b8. So what happens if you play c5? Just bring the knight, attack the king and the queen, queen and the bishop. So the queen is forced to move, and now you just take, and this is well, just a pawn out position. Black has very bad pawn structure too, so there's literally no compensation. The knight's very strong over here. Queen is centralized. Here, white's just completely winning. And okay, so Kosteniuk plays knight b8, queen d3, queen d7. The idea is just to bring the queen to the king side. So that's what Magnus does, and plays bishop h6, attacking the g7 square, threatening checkmate right now. So Kosteniuk plays bishop f8, defending against the checkmate. Knight a4, now trying to make clamp down on the c5 square. King h8, now threatening to take the bishop. Bishop drop backs, drop back, and then now queen e7, just improving the position of the queen. I'm trying to get it in this diagonal now. And now f4, very strong move, trying to expand on the king side and trying to initiate an attack. Bishop f8 and knight, now trying to clamp the c5 square. Knight d7, still defending the c5, but still you just put the knight there. And after a5, threatening a4, attacking the knight. The white just plays a4 himself and stops black from playing a4. Bishop a6, developing with the tempo on the rook. Rook e1, bishop c4, playing the bishop in this outpost, attacking the knight. And now we trade and play the knight on c5 again. It's on an outpost, and now bring the queen out because it was under attack, and place it in an active square like f5, attacking the c2 pawn. Takes, and now queen f2, defending the c2 pawn. Bishop c8 and bishop d4. White is slowly making progress, whereas black is just moving around. And h6, and now h3 by Magnus, and queen g6, now threatening bishop h3. So Magnus just plays king h2 first. He could have played g4 also, but he's in no hurry. Bishop f5, now g4, gambiting the c2 pawn for initiative with f5. And now if this is played, then we can just take the piece. So you'd have to play some queen g5 now. If you take the piece, there is queen f4, attacking the king, bishop. Quite a complex line. So after g4, Kosteniuk actually takes the knight first, and then now plays bishop e4, cementing and taking control over the light squares around the king. It's nice bishop here. And now Magnus just keeps pressing with f5. Here white is slightly better. Queen g5, bishop e3, now gaining tempo, centralizing the bishop, defending the e5 square. Now white is improving his advantage. Queen b4, rook e3, queen c5, rook c1, rook b8, h4, trying to break open and push. And now f6, very strong move, and g6. So over here, this is the key moment. Magnus plays a move and that you guys won't be expecting. So pause the video and try find out what Magnus played here. Mind you that Magnus Carlsen was in time pressure, so this was definitely, he probably had like 1 or 2 seconds left on the clock, so that's why he made such a move. So Magnus here plays the surprising c4 move. Definitely a huge shock for the chess commentators, and also just his just the chess fans in general. One of the strongest players playing such a move, c4, giving the b3 pawn because it's pinned. And Kosteniuk couldn't capitalize immediately, and she decides to play rook b8, giving Magnus Carlsen a second chance to actually save the position. But obviously it's very difficult from here, so Magnus now sees the pawn and takes. Definitely the best move in the position right now is just to take on h6 after something like probably king h7, just to go back, and e6, e7, and now you have queen f6 ideas, and the king is very weak and you have a very strong pass pawn. This is definitely just winning for white. However, after c4, the best move was missed by Kosteniuk because of course she was also in time pressure here. Both the players were, and Magnus Carlsen had a second chance to save the game. However, he makes this blunder. It's quite natural to just grab a pawn with few seconds. This is what most humans would play. However, an engine 9 could be just e6 here. Engine says that Magnus is actually doing much better here after this move, because after rook takes b3, you can just play e7, and now you have this pass pawn that's ready to queen, and it's enough compensation for white in this position. So after something like king h6, king h7, then just breaking the king and defend the queen now. So now actually he wants to take, and now we can just exchange, and this would be a fine position for both sides. It's still fine, but definitely white is pushing here because of the super strong passer. So what would happen if he took could be another question. If he took the pawn like this, now c takes d5 comes to mind. However, because of c takes d5, and you want to just take on so this is quite an interesting line with you take on e4, and this is a nice discovery. So if you take here, and now you have this, that's why it's quite interesting, but you just take and it's fine. The position is still definitely in white's favor here, putting more pressure, and yeah. However, he takes on h6, and now rook takes b3, okay, and Magnus plays rook e1, and here after rook b2, Magnus plays a move and then resigns. So obviously he had very little time here, and he actually played this move and then returned to move back and then tried to play this move, and then Kosteniuk just didn't allow that, because in chess there's a rule called touch move, and if you touch a piece you have to move it. So he made this move, he touched this rook, so he had to play it, and he resigned after playing this move because it's pretty obvious how black wins. Black just takes the queen, and yeah, now he's just up a whole rook, and a quite dominating position with the bishop and rook and the other rook joining the party. It's just, there's literally, he's getting mated in like in a couple of moves for sure. Well, if the game could have went this way, and this would be actually queen d4, centralizing and defending would be probably the best move, but there's still some fight here with e6 or something. Just trying your best. Always this idea of breaking open the position is there, and you never know who blunders, but unfortunately Magnus Carlsen is the first one to completely blunder this game. However, it was very good, well played by both. Magnus just was under time pressure. This definitely isn't a representation of his strength. the world champion, and he's proven his abilities a countless number of times. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you next time.